The My Guys podcast. You see it. What's up, my guy?
What's the deal, my boy?
Back at it.
We back with y'all, man. Y'all know what it is. The My Guys podcast. With the fantasy football. With the life updates, man. We just back. We excited.
We missed y'all.
Where we at? The Dome of Thunder or the?
This is the Dome of Thunder.
The Dome of
Thunder. We're not in the Thunderdome today. As you can know, we have relocated yet again. We are in the Dome of Thunder. Back at it for week 3 in the NFL. Got a slight new format. We're going to switch it up for y'all.
Yeah.
The new format, we're going to give y'all 2 episodes a week. First episode is going to be the reactions, going over what happened this past weekend, giving y'all the update to the Caddies crew versus the Wave Riders. Of course, it wouldn't be a My Guys episode if we didn't do the Why You Do Me Like That, Timothy, Leroy Jenkins. So y'all gonna get all that in this episode.
Leroy Jenkins.
And then episode 2, which will drop on later this week, they will get
Thursday
predictions. So that'll be
So we're gonna break it up. We don't want to do the hour and 20-minute episodes. We're gonna break it up into 2 different episodes.
Indeed. So yeah, first half we got reactions. Second epi, we're gonna get predictions, what to look forward to. Players who to start, matchups who we like, and we will be previewing a new segment for y'all. So that's a little foreshadowing for y'all people out there.
Let's get it.
I guess let's jump right into it. How was your week, bro? How you been? How you been?
Been chill. My week's been chill. Remember, Fit by Caddy, offering the sports training, the fitness coaching online. Hit me up at fitbycaddy.com. Let's go get right for the summer, man. Never too early to get started.
Let's get it.
Even LeBron needs a trainer.
Oh man, I want
You want to say it? Go ahead. Hit it one time.
Even LeBron needs a trainer.
Yeah.
Let's go. That shit hard. That shit
Yes,
tough.
sir.
But past week, work. I'm sure kids, life is life, and anything.
Yeah, being
crazy.
a father. Take care of the bed.
Facts. Yeah, never. I did actually made a purchase recently.
Oh, my bad. We're missing the drunkest, bro.
Oh, no cap.
I'm gonna have to edit her in.
Oh, hold on.
Oh.
But right after that, I did pre-order my iPhone yesterday. Well, I bought my iPhone. So, of course, I went with that Bengals orange. It just so happened to be my favorite color. Bengals, Astros orange, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, yeah.
Got a little Astros representation right there as well. But that's not a real busy week other than just life and dad stuff.
Yeah.
Getting ready for school, keeping kids going, stuff like that.
That's what's up, man.
Well,
hey, random question. I guess I'm gonna ask this live on the episode.
Okay.
I feel like we should do a Halloween theme when it comes next month.
Oh, like a Halloween themed episode,
dressed up for the pod.
Oh shit, I'm with that. That's tough.
That's
Hell
dope.
yeah,
Let's
I'm with that.
Halloween
That's
that be coming
tough.
soon, y'all. Check it out.
Ooh, spooky vibes.
Yeah.
Well, without further ado, let's get into the. Now, unfortunately, these players let you down this week, and they did not come through in the clutch. There were, there were teams on this list. Honestly, it was a rough week for a lot of these superstars, some reoccurring, some frequent flyers, some of which I might be a fan of.
Yeah.
But
some guys jumped off this list from last week.
Indeed.
AJ Brown.
Players like Ramondre Stevenson was on this list.
Yes.
2
fumbles.
Derrick Henry, speaking of fumbles, on this list. Saquon Barkley on this list. Who else you got?
First round of guys that are giving you less than 8 points is not ideal. The list goes on, bro.
Jamar Chase, you said top first round guys, not giving you 8 points.
Bengals offense completely. Chase Brown, T. Higgins, Jerry Jeudy, Calvin Ridley, Ladd McConkey, Malik Neighbors, Tucker Kraft, MHJ, Zay Flowers, Debo Samuel, D-Hop, Stephon Diggs, Alvin Kamara, Wandale Robinson, Jared Goff. I said Zay Flowers already?
Yes, goodness.
Ted McMillan.
I barely survived.
Oh, bro. Sold your lineup.
Did you even mention Maserati Marv in there?
Yeah, MHJ was in there.
Is he a Maserati anymore? He might have to be like a Pinto at this point.
I obviously warned people from drafting him.
You did?
Before the season, and I didn't draft him. So yeah,
And I was a believer on the opposite side. I thought I got caught up in the button. Boy showed up to camp on Diesel and ain't done shit with it. Like it's been bad. He's still dropping passes, things like that. It's just
the
no
chemistry
consistency.
The chemistry doesn't look there with him and Kyler.
So. Of this group, before we actually move on to like a Leroy Jenkins pick, any of these players particularly that you're worried about, because like you said, there's been some frequent flyers in here.
Well, news today.
Oh, go ahead.
New Giants quarterback started.
I did see that.
Malik Neighbors. There's some maybe he goes up, maybe he goes down.
Oh, he has to go up.
The Giants offense is putrid.
Absolutely. Shout out Jackson Dart about to get his opportunity.
Jackson Dart about to get his opportunity. I mean, BTJ
now
frequent 3 games in a row.
I'm glad you mentioned that name specifically.
Drake London.
Well,
I'm sorry, keep going.
No, yeah, before you actually move on, I'm worried about BTJ. Only because of the trend you see from his new passing game coordinator that they got in Jacksonville. Yeah. The same guy who's Rome Odunze struggled with. Not Puka Nacua. JSN struggled with. Cooper Kupp struggled with. Every time he leaves, the wide receiver gets better. So we'll see how that is for
history
the outlook.
Of not
producing
with a wide receiver.
Correct. Yeah, it's just a not fluid offense. Basically, what it seems like. I mean, the season he leaves, Cooper Kupp wins the Triple Crown. But just like you said, the aforementioned Drake London, I'm still worried about him.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm sold on Michael Penix. I don't know if I got caught up in the hype.
News came out today. Zach Robinson, the OC, has had issues, and I did notice watching the game that there was some play calling issues as far as getting the play to the field. So he's supposed to be coming down to the field this week to call plays.
Is that enough?
Yeah. I don't know. That game was pretty bad.
I mean, speaking of that team, we've been talking about that off air before it started. You don't get shut out. Like the Panthers shut you out? Do you know the last time? You know what? I got actually something for you right here.
I mean, and honestly, if you really watch the game, go ahead.
That's right. Producer P, baby. When's the last time the Panthers shut somebody out?
Are you asking me to guesstimate?
Yep.
The Panthers? It probably has to be back when their Super Bowl ran.
Okay.
Was that 2019, 2017?
I love it. We will give him a little bit of partial credit. 2020, week 11 was the last time. So that's over 5 years ago. That just speaks volumes to how bad this defense has been over years. And Atlanta couldn't do anything. Bijan, nobody did anything.
Well, credit to Atlanta. They actually, the first 2 drives, they drove in field goal range, and they missed both field goals.
Stink.
So they come out of 2 decent drives with a goose egg, and that could be demoralizing, especially on the road. Panthers go down and score. They still can't. Now they can't get anything going. It was a weird game.
If I was the Falcons, I'd just go get that young hoe.
He just signed on the practice squad, I think, with the Jets.
Doing the Jets, they released it. I just had to get that little zinger.
Kicking has become such a big part of the game now. I low-key kind of love it.
And I mean, honestly, in the early games, to me, there were some early nominees for some kickers to get an award on this show that we give out if things would have held fast. I honestly thought the kickers of the NFL would have been given the coveted Leroy Jenkins, but they kind of pulled themselves out of it. A couple game winners, some defense was blocking kicks, special teams, and defense this weekend went crazy. I think we had 10 special teams defense touchdowns. So
field goal blocks.
It was a
blocks,
very exciting
returns,
upcoming game window.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I guess it is that time. Who you giving the Leroy Jenkins Award to this week, my guy?
Oh, okay. So week 1, who's our Leroy Jenkins?
That would have week 1. I was about to say Jalen's Carter for spitting, but then
we switched.
The Browns kicker came back and took it.
Second week
2 was Mr. Caleb Johnson. So the week 3 award is going to go to. Oh, I mean, wrong button. I was supposed to do a drum roll.
We already been talking about them. It's the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons whole organization. I mean, special teams, defense, offense, quarterback.
What happened? The whole organization.
The whole,
I
I thought you
wasn't
was gonna
ready.
dap me up, bro. Dap me
Oh
up.
man, my bad. I ain't gonna leave you hanging for sure. I
But
love it.
The whole organization, man. I mean, you go out on the road. Your team that's 2-1, or like 1-1 going into this game.
1-1 going into this game.
1-1 going into this game.
Yep.
And you put up a goose egg versus a division opponent. That's bad.
A bad division opponent at that.
Bad.
You know, this is a team that nobody was threatened by.
Mm-hmm.
I did look at the point spread before this game, but I mean, that is a well-deserved Leroy Jenkins. I mean, the only goose egg of the weekend.
Would you say it's a worse loss than the Packers losing to the Browns?
Yes. I mean, you got goosed by Carolina. Granted, you were on the road, but it's Carolina. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect, but Carolina has been a bottom tier team for the past 5 years plus. So it's not nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm saying anything that isn't true. It's just you can't put up a goose egg on that team. Carolina doesn't have a top defense. They don't have like a top secondary, top defense of anything. I mean, they got good players. D. Brown, J.C. Horn. Is J.C. Horn? J.C. Horn. But nobody goes into Carolina intimidated or scared like you're not going to be able to do whatever you want.
And another thing is like Kirk Cousins came in the fourth quarter.
And didn't do nothing.
Is Michael Penix in jeopardy? I don't think so. But come on, bro. You got to play better than that.
Yeah, I agree.
Come on, Falcons.
Well-deserved. Atlanta Falcons. One more time. You are giving to my guys.
Leroy Jenkins.
Y'all got to do better than that. Well, it's almost getting to that time of the day, you know, where we got to get into that rapid recap. Getting ready to queue up on them boys. So we had a very busy week of games. No bye week started yet, you know, anything like that. So we haven't quite got into that part of the week just yet. But it's close. It's close. So one thing to keep in mind, got to keep that in it. But y'all know. You know what time it is. Let's go. Thursday night, got it popping with the Bills going on top of the Dolphins, 31-21. Nothing new here. Not a lot of offensive production for the Bills, but not a lot needed. They did what they wanted. James Cook showed up. Solid Dalton Kincaid if you need a tight end. Very iffy on Dolphin starters here. Just be very weary of these players. You got to pick your spots.
They're going to get touchdowns here and there, but
no consistency. Other than Devon A.J., the only consistent player. What you got?
On to the next one, man. Look, I got the Falcons at the Panthers. We just talked about them. Falcons get blanked 30-0. Panthers come out and shock the world. Falcons look in trouble.
Yeah.
Special teams, they got to find a kicker. Panthers on the up and up. On to the next.
On to the next. And probably one of the most shocking games of the weekend. The Cleveland Browns go on top of the Green Bay Packers 13-10. Defensive struggle, but the only promising thing in this game was the rookie Leroy Jenkins, who looked real good. Got into the end zone. I think he had over 90 yards rushing.
Explosive.
Yeah, very explosive. You want to see more from the Packers offense, but look, don't be scared if you're Jordan Love, Tucker Kraft, or Josh Jacobs on. You just had the Cleveland Browns defense. You will be fine.
Yeah.
On to the next.
Let's get it. On to the next. We got the Texans at the Jaguars. I picked the Jaguars in this one, even though I'm a Texans fan. I figured what happened would happen, and it did. Our defense held its own. I mean, you hold a team under 21 is decent. But our offense still can't get it going. One big play from Nico Collins and TJ Stroud.
Indeed.
Couldn't finish the game, guys.
And that was it.
On to the next.
On to the next one was the blowout of the day. The Vikings absolutely destroyed the Cincinnati Bengals 48-10. No offensive production from the Bengals at all. You couldn't get anything done. I mean, the Vikings were dominant. I mean, you didn't get a lot of fantasy production from the players because the defense was on top of everything, and you didn't need much.
Jordan Mason, though.
Went crazy. On to the next.
On to the next one. Steelers go down to New England and take care of the Patriots 21-14. This game was pretty good, back and forth. It was 14-14 into the fourth quarter. Steelers found a way to make it happen and get the touchdown. Defense played pretty well. 2 fumbles from Ramondre Stevenson, and there's your game, folks. Steelers take it home. On to the next.
I was on Pitt. You were on New England that game. In the next game, we had what I thought was one of the games of the day where the Super Bowl defending Eagles defended the home 33-26 over the Los Angeles Rams. Now, in this particular game, who was the on. We both were on Philly, so it worked out. They ended up getting a blocked field goal late by Jalen Carter. Didn't need the touchdown that he scored after it.
Two late blocked field goals.
He went ahead and finished it anyway. Jalen Hurts was very dominant. You didn't get the performance from Saquon, but you did see a little bit of the Eagles offense that I talked about in the preseason, where Jalen was throwing the ball around to Devontae. AJ Brown got back involved again. This is the Eagles team we want to see. On the opposite side, Puka dominated, Kyron dominated. Devontae was okay.
Yeah, good.
So, as long as Stafford's there, we're good.
One thing I did notice about this game is that this was the first time the Eagles have been down significantly.
For a long period of time.
Which is what caused them to throw the ball, finally.
Indeed.
Normally they're on top, holding it down, with defense keeping everything smooth. Well, on to the next.
In the preview, we'll talk about that next week if that holds for. On to the next. What you got?
Let's go. Jets at Buccaneers. We both, I believe, we're on the Buccaneers here.
Yes.
But we win.
I
mean, Baker Mayfield does it again. Buccaneers go down late on a surprise block field goal yet again. 27, I want to say 22 or 23, whatever.
Final score? Oh, you're talking about
29, 27.
Oh, they're talking about when the
Baker
field goal
goes down and hits the field goal to win the game. Buccaneers do it again. They're now 3-0. On to the next.
This one we had the Tennessee Titans facing the Indianapolis Colts. That boy Danny Dimes did what he did again, but he didn't even have to dominate because the best running back in the league, Jonathan Taylor, did it for him. Another great performance by JT. We both were on Indianapolis in this game. Not a lot to talk about here. If you have Colts players play them, they're going to do this every week until proven otherwise.
Offense,
yeah. Now, on the flip side of that, I'm very shying away from Tennessee Titans. Pollard might be the only one that I'm actually playing on a consistent basis. I'm not saying to drop Ridley, but you might want to grit your teeth every time you put him in.
Put him on your bench if you can.
On to the next.
Raiders at the Commanders. Commanders take it home 41-24. Marcus Mariota comes in and shines like I figured he would.
Indeed.
I started him actually in a few of my leagues.
Nice.
Gave me 6 points. I mean, Mariota's a pretty damn good backup running back. I'm a backup running back. Sorry, backup quarterback.
Yeah.
I think he should be starting somewhere in the league. He's not going to start over Jaden Daniels once he's healthy, but Commanders' defense looks good. I mean, offense did well enough. You didn't get much from Deebo Samuel.
I mean, you got something from the running game from the Commanders,
running game,
but everybody contributed.
McNichols and Rodriguez, even McCorsky. Bill got a touchdown.
You want to hear something crazy? Did you know, even though Marcus Mariota hasn't started as many games, but he has more top 5 finishes than C.J. Stroud over the past few games? C.J. Stroud has 0.
Wow.
On to the next. We were both on Washington in that game as well.
Yep.
In another game of the day, man, the Chargers held it down in the home field and they beat the Broncos 23-20. Man, this was a good back and forth game. Keenan Allen showed up again. Quentin Johnson showed up again. Unfortunate news here is Najee Harris went down to an apparent, looks like going to be an Achilles injury, probably done for the year. Mm-hmm. Hopefully he can bounce back because he was in the contract year. Not to just roll over it, but on the flip side, Marion Hampton, the rookie, looked really good. You can see his stock is about to skyrocket. Cortland Sutton balled out for Denver in this game too. Bo Nix had a good game, defense battle, just a good solid game where
Dobbins is
last team with the ball.
J.K. Dobbins
still being consistent, who I like. You just got to know if at some point he is going to wear down. So you might want to. That might be when RJ Harvey actually decides to do something.
Should we be worried about Ladd McConkey right now?
You should be worried about Ladd McConkey right now.
He seems to be wide receiver 3 in there.
Correct. Until Quentin takes a step back, Ladd McConkey is going to be just used to move the chains. Now, I don't know if he's going to be involved in the big plays like that big play Keenan Allen had that was late.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something to kind of monitor with that team. As far as picks, I was on Denver. You were on the Chargers.
Give it to me, baby.
On to the next.
Saints at Seahawks. I believe we're both on the Seahawks here.
Of course.
Seahawks have been looking strong this season, and they proved it again against the Saints. Defense making huge plays. Punt returns for touchdowns. JSN is out of his mind.
Cooper Kupp even flashed a little bit.
Yeah. So Seahawks are a team to be reckoned with. Looking forward. On to the next.
And real quick, Keenan, even though he didn't have a bunch of rushing yards against the Saints, he kind of didn't have to because of field position, but Kenny Walker still found an end zone twice, so doing his thing. And just like you said, we're both on Seattle. In one of these other blowout one-sided games, the Bears dominate the Cowboys, where Caleb Johnson saw his old head coach over there and said, "Remember me?" I got 4 of them things for you. And put up 4 touchdowns for Chicago in front of his old head coach. So that had to feel good. Unfortunately, on the other side of the ball, we saw CeeDee Lamb go down. Good news is not season ending. Does look like a high ankle sprain, so he's probably going to be out the next 2 to 3 weeks, possibly longer. Obviously, George Pickens skyrockets, but to me, the biggest player to take out of here, Jake Ferguson.
Okay.
Another big game by Rome. DJ Moore, I know owners are panicking right now.
Got a touchdown.
Stay with it. DJ is going to get involved with the offense. Caleb does seem like he's getting more comfortable in this Ben Johnson flow. So, you DJ Moore owners out there.
Yes, I was thinking the same. I mean, the offense is on the up and up, it seems.
Yep.
Obviously, we're playing the Cowboys, bad defense. So, but hey, like TJ said, keep them in mind.
On to the next.
On to the next. Cardinals at the 49ers. Big divisional game. Could have went either way at the end. 49ers found a way to finish it.
The safety actually might have hurt the Cardinals in that game, honestly, because they probably took the foot off the pedal a little bit and let San Francisco stay around too long. Yeah, that's one of those situations where that safety kind of might have hurt them. Yeah,
I think both of these teams are still good. 49ers honestly don't feel like a 3-0 team, but they are. And Cardinals 2-1.
Indeed.
On to the next.
Sunday Night Football. In that particular game, I was on San Francisco. You was on the Cardinals. In Sunday Night Football, we had a dud of a game. This is why Russell Wilson got benched, because they lost 22-9 to the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs offense, though, I will still say, still very rough around the edges. I don't know if this was the Giants defense with a little bit of that pressure from the D-line, but I don't like the flow of the Chiefs right now.
They're without Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy.
That's true.
So that's 2 playmakers, obviously, they're out of.
But this is the Chiefs offense. This is Patrick Mahomes. We're used to just seeing them figuring out a way to function, which they did figure out a way to win the game. I'm just saying, as a viewer of it, I don't like the fluid. It's just something, timing was off. You saw Kelsey and Andy Reid have a little bump again just because of the heat of the moment.
Yep.
I'm not saying I'm out on the Chiefs. I did pick the Giants to upset. I'm a dummy because Russell Wilson is he just don't have it no more. But yeah, that's basically it. Chiefs find a way to get it done. You were on the Chiefs. I was on the Giants. How did we finish the week? What was Monday night looking like?
Monday night, Lions at the Ravens. What an exciting game. It was neck and neck. To the end, the Lions ended up taking it, and then the Ravens get a late garbage time touchdown. Lions,
I liked it.
Lions got up 2 touchdowns late and just took over this game in the 4th quarter. Lions defense looked great.
They actually did. They sacked Lamar 6 times, or was it 7?
Yeah,
6 times. It might have been 6 or 6, 7. We were both on the Ravens, so we both missed on this one, but it was a good game nonetheless.
It was.
That brings the rapid recap to an end. I like it. As we keep this podcast rolling, we would like to announce that the My Guys podcast is brought to you by no one.
Hit by Caddy, that kind of.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Gang. But it wouldn't be a fantasy recap week. We don't just talk about the bad. We also got to get into the good as well. So the next set of player group that we would like to jump off into is the players that got it done. The players that won you a week. The players that, they broke them boys off real bad.
Know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. These players turned up for you. These players got you a dub. These players, after you drafted them, they showed up and they did what they were supposed to do.
Sir.
Okay. So, on this list, CMC. He still is consistent, doing what he had to do. Didn't get in the end zone, but he didn't have it because he's getting so much work in the passing game. Garrett Wilson showed up, even with the quarterback change. Cam Scatterbo showed up. Oh, we didn't mention that. I guess Tyrone Tracy did go down with the collarbone. I don't know if they announced if he was on IR officially yet, but Scatterbo time. Caleb Williams, we just talked about him. The number 1 fantasy player in most leagues, depending on your scoring format. 4 tutties on your old coach. Amarion Hampton, JSN, Pickens. These are some players we talked about. Kincaid, Kyron.
Trey Tucker.
Oh, Trey Tucker went crazy.
Jesus Christ.
And just the game you just talked about. Sonic and Knuckles went absolutely nuts. I think David Montgomery finished with over 150. Gibbs found the end zone twice. Amon Ra.
Mark Andrews.
Shot real quick. Do Do the Detroit Lions have the best nicknames in football?
What they got?
Sonic and Knuckles.
Sonic and Knuckles, yo.
And the Sun God, Amon-Ra. That's tough. I heard that the other day. I was like,
the Sun God is pretty tough.
That's tough, bro.
It is.
I don't know. And J-Mo, Jameson Williams. They might have the best nicknames in football.
It's a cool team, man.
Yeah, sidebar. I'm sorry.
It's a really cool team.
Kitty Walker went hard. Lamar, the resurgence of Mark Andrews. If you guys tuned in last week, I told y'all be on the lookout for a big game for Mark Andrews because I was expecting some back and forth between those two players. Shout out Vikings defense, who also did their thing and held it down for fantasy players this week.
For sure. Any other players?
Huh?
You said Puka. You said
I didn't.
You didn't say Puka.
I forgot about
Nico
Puka.
Collins finally came through, and AJ Brown for sure.
Indeed.
It's good to see. Good to see my boys coming through, man. Giving you that draft value.
But of all of them, there can only really be one that would get the award.
Mi nombre es Timothy Hernandez. Timothy Hernandez. Because you can call me him for short. Okay?
Indeed.
Bitch, I am him. Oh. Yes, I am
Who
him.
is that? Who is him?
The Timothy Award for this week, week 3 of the NFL, goes to Trey Tucker. Get into the end zone 3 times. On most scoring formats, if he was even in your lineup, honestly, because he did score all these points on a lot of people's benches. But in our league, he at least put up a 40-burger. And on average, in most leagues, he put up 37 to 38 points.
I wonder what the percentage of him starting last week was.
That is a good question. I mean, it couldn't have been high. It couldn't have been high.
Less than 20%.
Yeah. Now, in 14-teamers, he was probably started a lot more.
For sure.
Or in a keeper league, depending on that type of situation.
For sure.
I will say this. Honorable mention to Isaiah Rodgers of the Minnesota Vikings.
For real.
Who in the first half of this game that I was unfortunately watching, as you can see from my decorations here in the Dome of Thunder, had more touchdowns and yards than the entire Bengals offense in the first half. My guy had 2 forced fumbles. I don't know if he recovered both of them. Recovered 1 fumble. Took 1 fumble to the house. Interception. And took that to the house as well. And
DPOY.
And if you're the independent league
favorite already?
What's that?
DPOY favorite?
Well, I don't know about favorite, but if he definitely gonna get defensive player of the week.
I'm saying though, I mean, you get a pick 6 and a fumble.
Never been done in NFL history. And forced another fumble after that on Jamar Chase, nonetheless.
That's
not on like somebody else on Jamar Chase, nonetheless. So round of applause for Isaiah Rodgers. And I will also give another honorable mention to the Vikings defense, who just dominated the Bengals. Like I said, the defense actually had 5 forced fumbles the game, a lot of 3 and outs. It was just a absolute drumming of that team. And to me, not only as a fan, but as a watcher, but more so as a fan, I don't think if they don't make a quarterback change, going after Jameson Williams, Kirk Cousins, who is it? They're punting on the season.
That's what I'm saying. Didn't I think I said that?
You did, yeah.
That's their way of saying we're tanking. We're not even going to try to get another quarterback.
Exactly.
We're just going to say, hey, what we got is working.
Yeah. Absolutely wild. I did see something about Shador Sanders. Get the out of here with
what, bro? Why you ain't on the boat?
I mean, he could come over, but that's not winning.
Not the answer.
That's not the answer for me, who has playoff and Super Bowl aspirations. Look,
okay,
but I will say this. From what I saw last week and the week before that, anything is better than Jake Browning, who I told you I had confidence in.
They need to get Mariota, bro.
Yeah, they're not going to give up Mariota with Jaden Daniels, especially in that particular offense. The shot is to go for Jameson Williams, especially since they just moved Jackson Dart up.
Ahead of them.
They got Russell Wilson. They should trade for Jameson Williams. And honestly, to me, Bengals players are hard to start. Jamar Chase, you can leave him in your lineup. T. Higgins is a little weary.
Chase Brown?
We'll talk. I'll save a little bit because we'll talk about that on that next epi when we got that 4 season. That's why we got that 2-parter for y'all.
Okay.
Other than that, it was nobody else for honorable mention. That's really it. Vikings defense for sure, absolutely. Caleb Williams, like I said, 4 touchdowns, but number 1 score as far as fantasy points this week was Trey Tucker.
T-Tuck.
Well, you know what that sound is. It's time for that Wave Rider versus Caddy Crew update. And this week, I got drunk. I mean, bro, I got absolutely
drove?
mollywopped. Yes, because I have Jamar Chase as well as Chase Brown as a part of my crew. So
I
this
had
week was
Malik
tough.
Neighbors, so it's not like
Doesn't
I
matter.
did that much better.
My team combined for a whopping 14.8 points. Thank you very much. As your team combined for 26 when it rounded up to the decimal places, you know,
Not
and
the
all
best,
that good jazz.
I guess a little better than your team.
Still 12 points better, and you were already winning, so I'm still playing catch up. I'm going to need a very big week here coming up soon. I don't know.
My boat is just taking off.
Yeah, and I don't know what that outlook looks like. So we shall see. But look, I'm not giving up hope. It's a long season. It's on 3 weeks in. That's just like to you people out there starting 0-3. It ain't over. 1-2. It ain't over. I done started 0-6 and won championships in fantasy football.
This is true.
You stay on that waiver wire.
This is true.
You stay on the grind. You see if a trade come through.
Keep believing in your players. Don't drop them out and get rid of them.
Yeah. With that being said,
season.
That's it.
Quick.
I love it.
Recap done.
We appreciate y'all for coming through as always.
For real, man.
From the Dome of Thunder. Watch out for my Sharon gun. It's strong. We'll see y'all in a couple days for that preview.
Yes, sir.
Week 4 coming up.
Back at your boys, man.
Bring it back.
PJ, Willie. We out.
PJ Alpha. Get at me.